I thought we had a good practice today. It was great to have some of the infantry, the servicemen, and some of the families of the 1st Battalion, 114th Infantry down at Fort Dix, a group that I got to speak to before they were deployed. And it was a great honor to do that. And it was really nice to host some of those folks up here, both to share our program with them and also to give their kids a little bit of a distraction while their fathers and mothers are over in the Middle East securing our safety. Questions?
Had a good one look today.
I think he's getting better. I think he's a little bit more comfortable. Still very early in the process. I'm anxious to see the film. It looked like he picked one off today. He did say it hit the ground, though. He was honest about it, so we check it on film. He knows the cameras are out there. So, but I think he looked a little bit more comfortable today than yesterday, and he's moving in the right direction.
What does it say about him that you're already trusting him with real significant reps with the 1s and 2s?
I think it shows you how much we value him as a football player. And like I said yesterday, he's one of the more valuable guys on this team. He proved that as a true freshman. And he's somebody that when he's in the game, I think we're better because he's in the game. He's a good athlete, but he's a very reliable football player. Yeah, he will learn what he needs to do and be in the right place and given the opportunity to make the plays.
Was the possibility of switching him kind of always on the back burner since he came here, since he was such a good athlete?
I never thought of it for a second.
No?
Until the day we made the decision. Watching him in high school, he was a dominant player at the running back position. I felt he would be that in college, and he didn't really give me anything as a freshman to believe any differently. So we were very excited with him as a running back. We're fortunate to have some depth at that position, which gives us some flexibility, and he seemed like the best choice to try.
What kind of opportunity is it for Desmond Peoples?
It's a huge opportunity, and one that he earned, and one that I feel like he earned in the spring, and he's earned in the limited opportunities he's had this training camp. So, everything he's done this training camp is confirming how I felt coming out of the spring, and we're looking forward to him. I'm not sure he's 100% just yet, so we're looking forward to him being 100% because he's as tough a player as there is to tackle in our program when he's 100%.
Okay. Is the scrimmage, Sunday scrimmage, sort of the last dress rehearsal for the opener?
It is, yeah. Saturday night will be game situation. We'll have the coaches in the box, coaches some of the coaches off the field, and we'll hit pretty much every situation that comes up in a game, including things like 2-point plays and overtime, and we'll hit them all, just like we did last year. So I think it's a great opportunity. It'll be kickoff time for us for our opener, so we'll do it at 7 p.m. just like it'll be 7 p.m. local out there, and we'll treat the entire day the same way we'll treat the day in a couple weeks.
Kyle, how's the defensive line come along? And you mentioned a lot of times that you envision playing, I think it's 8, 9 guys. That's something that's very popular at the next level in the NFL. Do you see that becoming more popular in college football? I know you guys have done it a while.
I think it's very popular with coaches. You just don't always have the players. I think every coach, if you ask them, would probably say, hey, if we could play 10 defensive linemen in a game, we'd want to do it, because the effort level you want those guys to play with, you can only do it for a certain amount of plays at a time, and then they're going to have to take a break, and then you put them in and they do it again. So you got to have the backups behind them if you want to do that. I think for us, it's really a guy like Darrell Stevenson, who I think is having an excellent training camp. I'm excited about Darrell Stevenson. And it's going to be the Darrell Stevensons, the Sebastian Josephs, and the Kamoko Teres. It's going to be their progress that will determine whether or not we'll play 7, 8, 9, or 10. It's really them coming along. So I'm pleased with how they're going. I'm really excited about Darrell, and we'll see here in a couple weeks, how we feel when we get to game day.
You mentioned Kamoko. Just what have you seen? I know obviously we see him in the backfield, maybe make one play, but I think there's probably a lot of things he still needs to do just consistently.
Yeah, and I think what I want to see Kamoko do is play all the situations, not just third down. I want to see him be a complete football player, and I think he's still learning how to do that.
How is the punting competition now with Gleason in there?
I would say it's pretty even. I think they both have their strengths. I don't know that either one is consistent enough just yet. I think Gleason has a little more variety of kick than Joe does, a little bit like Nick Marsh did last year, so that'll help us. If we played today, we'd probably use both of them in different situations, but that's not necessarily going to be the case when we line up to play Washington State.
Are you where you want to be 2 weeks before game day?
Am I?
Are you where you want to be
where
as
you
a
want
team?
To be? I don't know if we're ever satisfied as coach. I think we want more. We want more. And when we get past this scrimmage, as a staff, we'll assess where we are and then where do we feel like we really need to put the pieces to give us the best opportunity to win.
How about the offensive line? Is your assessment of them 2 weeks to go before game day?
I think we're going to need the 2 weeks to be ready. I don't know that we're ready just yet. I think they're working better together. I like that. I think we're improved. I think we're better than we were in the spring. But I'm excited that we got 2 more weeks to continue to work with them.
time for two more.
Eddie Jordan's been in a lot of practices. Is that cool for you?
I love it. Yeah, I love it. I think Eddie, you know, sometimes he comes with the staff, sometimes he comes with a recruit to practice, which I think is great. And you know, I tell Eddie what I tell his recruits when they come on campus. I don't know how you could play for a better choice. Somebody who chose Rutgers when he was their age, and then somebody that chose Rutgers again when he had the opportunity to stay in the NBA. He says, no, Rutgers is a better place for me and my family. That's exactly the kind of person I think you'd want to play for.
I know special teams have been a strength here for a number of years. Just how important is it to you guys?
I think it's very important. I think, you know, whether or not they want to admit it, I think there's a lot of programs that when they think of special teams, they want to just pass the ball back and forth, and that's never how we felt about it. You know, when you look at things that win games, drive start is one of the key statistics in terms of winning football games, and special teams has a huge effect on that. And special teams is a place where we feel like we can score, whether it's Janarian on kickoff returns and punt returns, or blocking a kick and running it in. You know, so it is an equal part of the game to us in terms of how we approach it. It's not an equal number of snaps. You know, offense and defense are more snaps, but in terms of its importance, because of what it does in field position, I feel it's every bit as important.
Nice job.